Well, hello everyone. I think it's looking better. Um, at least just looking at OBS, it seems to be um, it there is a little instability and it goes yellow, occasionally red every now and again. But hopefully everything should be okay. Um, if it for whatever reason something decides to stop working, let me know. Um, And if it decides to be problematic, like it looks like it might be right now, yep, hand cam. Hello. You can see my little fingers. Um, yeah, I don't know. I tested this last night, I think, and it seemed to be working okay. But evidently, something has changed between last night and now. So it is no longer working, which is just my luck. Um, You notice there's no ring on the finger? No, there's not. Um, Also, if anyone is curious, I never changed my title. I am a professional streamer who knows exactly what I am doing. Um, I am fully on top of this. Um, okay. We're not doing Outer Wilds. We're doing Skience. Skience and technology. There we go. Cool. Uh, Maybe. Hello? There we go. Cool, so that's fixed. Yes, I am an absolute professional. I definitely know what I'm doing. Um, why? You do makers in technology? I mean, that's also another option. I don't know. I just go for it. But to answer your question, Yellow Shepherd, um, no, this is not related to the Robo Dog. I wanted to do some soldering, and I figured, hey, why not do hand cam? Um, so I have two projects to do today. Um, if internet wants to cooperate. Um, you know what? Let's do this real quick. I were to shake the table. Am I logged in on here? Um, we're gonna do this. You guys are gonna get zoomed in, zoomed way the heck in, so that you have no chance of seeing my keyboard. The hand appearing for one frame is an act of intimidation. Um, you can see all my cat scratches. Uh, oh, why did you gotta be a... I'm going to real quick see... Oh, yeah. I'm gonna real quick see if I can, like, just DoorDash a USB-C to Ethernet adapter. Um, just so that we can hardwire this. The son of a good cat mom yet. Um, so that we don't hopefully need to worry about Wi-Fi being a problem. USB-C adapter, please. Is it a smartwatch that needs to be turned off? I always forget. No, I am not wearing. I'm not wearing any watches. You can probably see from the outline, maybe, that I usually wear a watch, but I'm specifically not today. Um, there, I want USB-C. It should work. USB-C. Oh, there we go. To Ethernet. That should work. Give, please. Shane, watches are awesome. Yeah, I do like watches. I have a smartwatch that honestly I mean, aside from checking the time, I like having a specifically smartwatch because it lets me um, see my notifications without having to take out my phone. Um, I want that one. Oh, it's... Dang it. Back. Come on, DoorDash, you can work with me here. um, I do not want it sent to my grandmother. I would like it sent to me, please. um, Cries rural delivery times. Yeah, it can be kind of horrible. Thankfully, I don't need to worry about that. Imagine living somewhere where you can get something delivered to you within an hour. Not only are we going to do within an hour, let's see what the actual... Okay. Add that. Go to cart. Give me my adapter so we can have more stable internet because it decided to be problematic. 16 to 29 minutes. Just double check. Yep, that one. Place order. Cool. So I now have a brand new USB-C to Ethernet adapter on the way. We should be able to unpin that. Okay. Now what I missed while I was trying to do that. DoorDash, but they do food. They do a lot of things, actually. What I miss... You had a great Fossil smartwatch with physical hands and an e-ink display behind them. That sounds fun. Yeah, I mean, in the realm of smartwatches, I think mine would also be considered kind of a fossil, considering it was... it's the Galaxy Watch, like not Galaxy Watch 5 or 7 or whatever on, but just Galaxy Watch. That came out in 2018, I think. Like, they're not even supporting it anymore. Like, it's old. Oh, Fossil's a brand. I mean, my statement still stands. But yeah, DoorDash does more than just food. They basically do any store that supports it, including Best Buy. Where we at? Smoothie can at least get DoorDash, but now the cashiers remind you not to get mugged on the way out of the store. I'm sorry, Boulder. That sounds problematic. Okay. Okay, cool. And we're all caught up with chat. Cool. Oh, yeah, the same Galaxy Watch. Cool. Anyway, yes, hopefully internet will hold out, but I have two soldering projects. I have one that is kind of a... Zoom in real quick. One that is a buck converter that has a whole bunch of goodies that came with it that need to be soldered on, and has nice large... You see a pine sol with clear case? Yep. With a nice large-ish instruction set for what goes where. I also have, because I was talking to my mother yesterday that I was going to be doing some soldering, I have this old, like 3D Christmas tree kit, that we're probably going to start with because doing something wrong on this is going to be a much lower risk than doing something wrong with the power converter. Electronic components, you love those, yeah. Same Washington, they can have the same free. Let's see. Yeah, let's start with this, just because, like I said, lower risk. Staple is being annoying. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Clear these out of the way. Does this actually have any directions, or is it just have fun? It says manual inside, but I'm not seeing a manual in here. What? Oh wait, is it? Oh, that's actually really sick. Hey, Surly Scally Ghoul, welcome in. But yeah, so the actual packaging for like the back of it is the directions. That is really cool. That's awesome, actually. Oh, and it tells you the banding. If I zoom way in. Or more. Where are we at? Yeah, so it tells you what the color code is for each of the different resistors. So I don't have to go look them up in a Oh god, reading your nemesis, yeah. But I don't need to go looking them up in a table of what the different resistor color codes mean. I can just look at this and go, oh, I need this one for R1. That's cool. This really is a soldering kit for dummies, isn't it? Okay. Well, let's turn on ye olde pencil. Maybe. If you wish to work. If it pleases you, my good sir. There we go. Oh, maybe. Hello? There we go. Okay. And then... You like the examples of soldering at the top? Is it? Oh yeah, max 40 watts. Does that matter? I don't know. What I want this. What tips did the iron come with? The iron came with this tip, right here. The exact one that you saw when I was in the VC the other night. So what specifically kind of tip this is, I have no idea. But this is the one that I got. That tip looks mint. That's because it is mint. It has been turned on once. Yeah, I have not done any soldering with this. Like it says in the title, this is my first time doing soldering since I was in university. So this is going to be fun. Okay. And then the solder melts at 183, so I don't know if we need to go all the way up to 320. Let's do like 300 maybe. Okay. We'll put this here. Unwrap the solder, which this is leaded solder, by the way. None of that lead-free solder. That's annoying. 300 Celsius. Okay. So let's tin this, if I remember correctly. Actually, can tin that. Hopefully I don't piss off the fire alarm. That'd be funny, but less than ideal. Yeah, Sparks, thoughts on 300C for leaded solder that has a melting point of 183? While you were getting the message and contemplating it, let's see here. Step 1 is the resistors, electrolytics. What do we have? Do not want to turn you into LLM for soldering. Close you've done as soldering is when you did brazing is cool. Lead or no, it's leaded. So it's 60% tin, 40% lead. Okay. What do we have here? Wait, what am I supposed to do with these? Okay, so I think it wants me to start with resistors. If I send 2 Fahrenheit for lead solder is A-okay, just remember it's hot. Yeah, I'm aware it's hot. Okay, so R1. What do you have? Let's zoom in a little so you guys can actually see what I'm looking at. Do I have some good flush cutters? Somewhere. I am so well prepared for this. Okay, so we want brown, black, red for R1. Actually, can I zoom in and use this as a cheat code? Nope. Brown, black, red is... There's 4 of them. Okay, so yeah, it's on the left. Oh. Okay, zoom out a little. You can tell I am so great at the hand cam. I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay. So, pre-bend it. Bacon. Wait, is it bacon if it's not cow? Came from there very hot. How I found this out is irrelevant. Yeah, and to learn, that's why leaded solder is so commonly used because it has much lower temperature and it's much easier to work with. The only advantage that lead-free solder has is not needing to deal with lead. Which, if you're working in like a manufacturing environment where you might be going through like a lot of waste, that's fine. Like you don't want lead. In fact, if you want to be ROS compliant, I believe you can't have lead in whatever your product is. But I am at home. I am not really going to be doing a whole lot of waste, and none of the stuff needs to be ROS compliant. So it's like I might as well just use the leaded solder, which is better, especially since I can just wash my hands after the fact. And lead is no longer an issue. You're preaching to the choir. You have learned a lot about non-leaded. Also, EU banned leaded for private... Really? Interesting. That's good to know. Okay. Are you minding polarity for the resistors? Yep, I'm really paying attention on that one. Because we all know resistors are extremely polarized. Yeah, make sure. Will do. Okay. R2, where's R2? Is it this one? Wait, I just did R2. R3 is right here. I know exactly what I'm doing. Got a statue of lead solder, but you're not supposed to be able to buy it anymore. Aw, it's boo. It's annoying. Come on. But I think it just makes like everything more annoying if you can't use leaded solder. Over by D2. D2 or LD2? Because we were talking about where is R2. which is right here. This is LD2 and this is C2. I hold that up. All of you to see the schematic printed on the board. R2D2. Oh, I get it. Boo. Okay. I'm just putting like all of the resistors on here first so I can just solder them all at once. Because I can. Like, why not? If that's something that can be done. LED2 will be an LED. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah, it's easier that way. This also lets me put off getting absolutely roasted for my soldering job. Okay. So that's the first four. R5 and R6 is gray, red, and orange. Is that... Yep, next in the line. Nice and easy. Was there a D2 or was that the question? No, so I was looking for R2 because my brain was an idiot who didn't realize I had literally just put in R2, which meant the label was being hidden. So I was asking, where is R2? And so the joke was made, oh, it's right next to D2 because R2, D2. Okay, come on. Buy better resistors or your grid bias voltages go wild. I mean, this is just a fun little light up LED Christmas tree. I'm not sure that grid bias voltages really matter. Especially since I think the intention is that like you just stick this on top of a 9-volt, like you can see it in a picture they literally just took the Christmas tree and stuck it on top of a 9-volt battery. So oh, it's the mnemonic for the resistor color bands? Really? Interesting. I did not know that. Okay. R6 on this one. What colors are B, U, and B? Is the what's it called? Element symbol BE beryllium? Black and brown. What? That does not make sense. I do not understand that. Okay. You know, the mnemonic is somewhat flawed for those two. Somewhat. I think it's extremely flawed for those two. Okay, and then R7 and R8. Ow. Just stabbed myself. Okay. R8. Because that's the one that's right in front of me. Buy better resistors. What first, black or blue? Yes, I know, rainbow, so first black, but still. Okay. So that's the resistors for that board done. And then... so we get to this. Is R7. Okay. Now we got those down. Now, so begins the judgment. Who is ready for Judgment Day? I am going to be wildly fantastic, and we are going to solder directly on the mat instead of using helping hands because the helping hands are kind of annoying. Be judged. Let's get in real close so you guys can. You know what? Nah, let's give it a try. Okay. I picked you up, so now you are heating up. Okay. I'll make sure to do soldering behind the portrait so you guys can't actually see. So I just go, oh, and it's magically soldered. Okay. Come on. Oh, this one's gonna be a bad solder. I already know it. Could be worse. Could be better. Not the worst soldering job I've ever seen. Could probably do with getting a little extra heat on there to seep in. Tinning is merely a theory. What do you mean, what was that? Just get heated and go in there. And we're gonna make this definitely better by just adding some extra heat on there to try and hopefully get it to soak in a little, but I don't know if it will. Make those, the solders definitely less good. So heat the other side. Okay. That feels like a bad idea because that's directly on the PCB. You know what? We're just gonna leave it. I did it perfectly. Anyone who says otherwise is incorrect. If it has pads. Okay, heat you. Let it warm up. Add in some solder. Okay. I think you guys can see what I'm doing, right? That one's a little... as perfect as I am? So horrible, got it. Okay, just letting it heat. Okay, how's this looking? Oh, I may have messed up the board a little on that one. That's fine. That's fine. But if we take a look at that solder, come on, focus. Focus. You can do it. There's a yellow thing there. Put a small dab of solder on the iron that will act as a heat bridge by increasing contact area. Okay. We have not lifted any pads as far as I'm aware. I can't really tell too well because I have a small preview, but there's like a little bit of a thing on that last pad we just did. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, actually, where are my flashcards? That's fine. I'll deal with that later. I am perfectly prepared for this. Y'all have no idea. 3 out of 4 seems good to you. Okay, let's do this one up here. Hey, Jay Atlantis, welcome in. Oh, we want to put a little bit of solder on here. Okay, heat that up. Y'all are liars. Okay. That one looks a little pointed. But I'm sure that's fine. Zoom all the way so you can get all the lovely details on what I'm doing. Oh yeah, that's not great. Let's just gonna heat this up. Hopefully, you know what? Whatever, it's fine. Okay. Get the pad. You guys can barely barely see. It's a little too far to the right. Okay. Okay. Man, handcam streams are so much more difficult than just regular old I'm on a computer streams. I have to make sure everything is actually in frame so you can see what's going on. You just realized no gloves? Yeah, no gloves. Who do you take me for? Do I really strike you as the kind of person who would use gloves? Okay. Yeah, handcam streams are crap. Okay. Heat up this. Nod. Gloves? What do you mean we need PPE? It's fine, don't worry about it. I have never used gloves to solder anything. Also, no female extraction. I just have an open window. Over there is an open window. Now imagine a camera between your eyes, always looking at what you're looking at. Yeah, I can just imagine looking at like a monitor or something and seeing my own reflection in it. 37 seconds should be plenty of time. Actually, I'll be right back. I am going to open another window to help make sure we have some decent airflow. So I'll be back in 2 scoots. Whoa, I am back. You made something that sits on your glasses? 1 scoot, 2 scoots. Oh wait, are we actually at 100 followers? Oh, would you look at that? Cool. Awesome. Well, that's fun. I guess we might have to try and find something to do for 100 followers, huh? If any of you have any recommendations or suggestions or things you would like unfollows or things you would like to see, feel free to mention them and we can see about maybe potentially doing something for 100 followers. Okay, we want to go for this one. Okay. Feet pics? We're not doing feet pics. Sorry, Boulder, but that ain't happening. Please no. Okay, heat that up and there we go. Okay, that is all of, oh, what's this? Golden Kappa train incoming. Okay. Paying for the gift they got. Yellow Shepherd, thanks for the 5 tier 1 gift subs. Are there DIY watch kits? I think there are actually. Handcam streaming that building would, yeah, it would be fun. Oh, for the huh? It's gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Oh, for the 100. Okay. Wasn't you this time? Okay. Did I put? I am wonderfully prepared, and I think my actual flush cuts are still in my car from open sauce because I never took them out. But where are we at? Boulder, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Yeah, the story the watches aren't that great, but it's interesting to build. It'd still be fun. What kind of power do you have with what is a golden Kappa train? It's a golden Kappa train. Sparks, thanks for the, what is that, the 500 bits? Oh, great, now we're getting horses. Okay, do I not have any flush cuts just hanging around anywhere? So many horses. Also, I just love how wonderfully prepared I am for everything. I am just absolutely fantastic at this. So we're gonna do something absolutely heinous, and use the wire snips or wire strippers to cut these. Absolutely disgusting, but it's what I have on hand. I'll also use nail clippers, just about any. Oh, nail clippers, that'll work. I'll do that. I know where the nail clips are, so that can be real easy. Can't stay long at a staff pizza party. I'm probably going out for drinks. Well, have fun with the drinks, Aurora. I think Nipix makes some flush cutters with a little tension arm, so the bit you're cutting off doesn't fly off. But that's boring. The flying off is the best part. Besides, apparently, my nail clippers do the same thing. So that's fun. Come on. Cut, dang you. There we go. It's the best part. Yeah, exactly. It's also why we don't wear safety glasses. We like when the ends of the leads come flying off at your eyes. It just makes everything so much more interesting. Safety squints? Nah, we ain't even squinting. Squinting is for chumps. We embrace our loss of vision, full eyes open. Okay. So how would you guys rate my soldering job? I think these are all pretty good, don't you? You got hand nippers all the time? You widen your eyes? Cogs, thanks for the 5 gifted. Not the best, but they work. Is that an honest request? Yes, I wish to know how bad my soldering was. A little too much solder, but it'll work. You know, I like making sure everything is nice and secured, okay? Okay, pick you up and start the next board. You found you have a rather unique emote? Should be concave. What is the emote, Shepard? Or do I want to know what the emote is? I guess it should be the first question. Okay. What, do you hardly know? Yep, I knew that was coming. Solder, I hardly know her. Also, Boulder, I'm not sure that I'm going to get concave. This feels kind of... Is that supposed to be Vettel holding a turtle? But like, I'm trying to heat everything up. I feel like it is. And I'm not putting all that much solder on, I don't think. Um, yeah, I think that's just gonna... I'm not sure as much I can do about that. It's the honey pregnant Vettel emote. Yeah, I'm not sure I needed that, but okay. I mean, to each their own. So I don't remember if I was in Honey's stream when she was making that emote, or if it was, I think it might have been the pregnant Staz emote, was when I was in her stream. But I was there for one of them, and it was definitely a thing. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually liking the pencil. I'd heard people say that the pad isn't accepting solder. You can try cleaning with an eraser. Honestly, though, these joints are fine. Cool. And actually, I don't know if I have an eraser handy at the moment. So we might just leave all the joints as is. These joints are fine, but at least there's that. At least they're fine. Now here's the real question, Sparks. Are my solder joints better than Ori's? Who is here during Honey's Impreg stream is quite an experienced artist. Truly are too powerful. There's more. Yes, there's more. As I think I was there when she was doing Staz. So that was fun. My solder joints are better than yours. Well, clearly, you just need more practice. And there's these convenient solder kits you can just buy. What kind of arena drama are you trying to start? The best kind. Come on, adding a little soda. Cool. You have no money? No, there are solutions to that. You are very small. Well, I'm not sure how being very small has anything to do with being able to practice soldering. And cute. Smaller than the tools. I mean, the pencil isn't exactly huge. I mean, you can definitely see, like, look up soldering stations, and there are plenty that are, like, absolutely massive. But, zoom out. The pencil is, like, decently set. Like, it's thick, but it's, like, the size of a normal pin, basically. What did I get from the level 5 Kappa hype train, golden Kappa train? Cat scare emote and golden Kappa for 24 hours. Well, that sounds fun. Yeah, thanks for all the support, everyone. Okay, there's one more left on here. Okay. So if you ever stream, hide from Honey. Or, I mean, just be too small for her to even know who you are. Because, I mean, to my knowledge, I'm not going to say it because that's just asking for trouble. Um, Carrying on. Um, Soldering. Fun. As I said, I haven't done it in years. Um, I think the last time I soldered anything was for. Um, I think I was helping out someone with their senior projects. Um, I was getting paid to help them, by the way. That's the best part. Um, but I had to get stuff figured out because they had no idea how to make stepper motor go, and so I was working on that. Um, uh, you get one of the pencil irons. You've only heard good things. Yeah, they're nice. I like them. I mean, you were on the VC the other day where I was like, "How do I use this thing?" Because there's like a whole menu you go through. But I mean, yeah, like all the control is just right here on the actual soldering iron, and you can control the temperature by just pressing the buttons to increase or decrease the temperature. Super easy. Oh, hydrate. Thanks, Aurora. Okay. But that was all of the resistors soldered. Cool. So if we clip these off, maybe try bumping that temperature up 20 or so degrees. I can try. I mean, we're already like a good, well, I think like 120 degrees over the melting point. You gotta go. Bye, Aurora. Snip that. It's not a great snip. You guys can't see. Just bend up all these leads so I can get easier access. Uh, you know I'm shrimping and still gonna redeem this. Yes, I am indeed shrimping. Um, because hand cam stream do be hard not to shrimp. Um, it's very difficult. Okay. So much more juggle. Like needing to make sure that what I'm doing is currently still on camera. Usual streamer fun of what to talk about. And also, shrimping, I think, is much more of an issue. Stop shrimping, crustacean girl. No guarantees. Okay. Zoom out a little. So that's all the resistors done. Next up, we have the electrolytic capacitors. Make sure to watch the polarity. Don't want to actually accidentally blow it up, because that would suck. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is fun. Hi Kay, how's it going? Oh, come on. Okay, so all the capacitors are the same. They're all 10 microfarad. Makes boom and magic smoke. I don't want to deal with that. That sounds like a hassle that I do not need in my life. Okay, C1 plus. These are marked, right? Yeah, so it should be this way. So plus zoom back in. So we have C1 has a plus on the right. This has a negative marker on the short lead. And even looking at the diagram, it says, yeah, big lead goes in plus hole. So we want to go like this. Someone who used to recreational explode capacitors, your risk of them exploding, even if you wire them backwards, is pretty small. Yeah, I know. Doesn't mean I want to deal with it, though. I still remember when my electrical network analysis class in college, community college, he like specifically hooked up a capacitor to a benchtop DC power supply backwards and just purposely cranked it to blow it up. It's like fish when they go poof. Okay. Or yeah. So I'm looking for C2, which is up here. Okay. Yes, hello. Oh, dang, I don't think that they had my adapter that I tried getting in stock. I wasn't paying attention, so I think I just, yeah, refund. Or, wait, did they? No, order complete. Okay, I'll be right back. Theoretically, there might be something at my door. Okay, I do in fact have an adapter now in case we need it. Aaron needs a smoke machine if you use it wrong enough. Yep, that's true. Is what you're doing seems to be a weird thing for professors and tutors at uni then. I mean, it makes sense. Like, people always say, like, oh, electrolytic capacitors, like, if you put them in backwards, they can blow up. So it's like, okay, let's see what happens when it blows up. Well, a few components to each generic text, but smells like, yep. High voltage transistors, explosions are fun. Yes. Same for transformers. Yeah, grab it. It is indeed here. If I zoom out. Where we at? USB-C Ethernet adapter. Higher voltage equals more fun until it hits you. Yep. And here you are waiting 3 days for Amazon. Also like a shrapnel grenade. That sounds like fun. But let's see here. Yeah, to learn, you're gonna hate this, but it says the order was completed like half an hour ago. I just didn't notice. Yeah, so it's been here. I just was being a dork and not paying attention to my delivery. Okay, C2, right here. Old story from the 60s. Your dad made... Oh, wait, can you guys... Are you guys able to hear the music? Because, like, just looking at the audio mixer, it looks Looks odd. Barely. Okay. I turned it up. Let me know if... I mean, right now there's not really anything going on. But yes, there is music. I was not just sitting in silence. Okay. Why do you live in butt off nowhere? Yeah, I don't know. Right, also from the 60s, my dad made Jacob's Ladder for a school project. Even after warning people, they still zapped themselves from touching it. Of course. It's a bit too low. Now I can barely hear it, but you're old and deaf. Even still? Let's try this. Now it's good? Okay, I think I'm gonna do this. It's gonna get quiet, theoretically. Okay, let me know how things sound now. Too loud, too quiet. Let me know. In the difference between tinnitus and hearing damage, you're used to not hearing background music. Okay. Good now. Okay, cool. If that changes, feel free to let me know. Anyway, long lead in the plus hole. Because longer is in fact better. Okay. Fin the leads. As long as you can hear my voice, everything is great. Time to go on mute. So those two, and then I assume there's two on here. Yep, two on here. Okay, we have capacitor down here in the bottom left. Spread them legs. Christmas? Yes, it is indeed a 3D Christmas tree with LED lights. You love the impromptu tinnitus support group in here. All I ever hear is eeeeee, but that's your tinnitus telling me you're alive. Just a week away. Yep. Someone soundboard that. I mean, if you guys send me sound clips that don't suck, I will get the either Blurp or Tangia. I think I already have Blurp turned on technically. But I will get that sorted. Spread them legs. Okay. Sada time. Oh, dang, it's not quite balanced enough for it. Wait, it's just a mosquito stuck in your head that can't turn off. There's a few ways that tinnitus can present itself. My understanding is actually that no one really experiences tinnitus in quite the same way. But for me, it's more like I don't like kind of like a couple octaves below mosquito maybe, in terms of ringing. This is hot, right? Yep, this is hot. I feel like we all have tinnitus nowadays. Spread them what? I mean, listening to loud music I feel like is pretty common, so probably not all that uncommon to have tinnitus. Not even enough. I more. Kind of tuning for. You know what? I think it's actually a good way of putting it, Shepard. Do you not rat out of the VOD? I do not, but the music currently playing should be royalty free, so it shouldn't mute. I am specifically playing a royalty free playlist. Makes the sound snippet much more epic, you guess. I mean, I can turn off music on the VOD track if you guys really want. I just feel like I don't want to leave the VOD watchers in the lurch of only listening and only hearing what I am saying. I want them to have some background music. My tip is getting dirty. Yeah, a little bit. So tinning is where I take the tip and I just tap some solder to it, right? Hello, solder. I have a tip, and then I stick it in my thing. Take the tip, dirty it up, stick it in the thing. That's how this works, right? Cover tip and solder, clean it off, then tin it again. Okay. I have my brass sponge. Solder the tip. Clean it. Solder it again. And then clean it again because there's goop on there. Repeat until shiny. Now we zoom in so I can see better with this. That's shiny enough, right? I think yeah, it looks shiny enough. Okay. Capacitor number whatever. You heat up. So how's everyone's day going? Hopefully everyone's doing all right. Also, if anyone is curious, this is flux core solder. So that's why I'm not using any of that. Kevin, better. How's yours? It's all right. The last episode of the Secrets of the Silent Witch anime just aired yesterday. I think not yesterday, Friday. I think it was. So I was watching that. So that was fun. Cool. That's not bridged. Yeah, I'm not sure about these solders. I feel like they could be better. You're suffering. You ordered a mega box from the local kebab shop and woefully underestimated the amount of food that entails. To be fair, it's called the mega box. What were you expecting? Like, that sounds like the kind of thing that would have a ton of food inside of it. Should have ordered the kilo box. It turns out you might be colorblind, but nothing out of the ordinary. Huh, really? Okay, hang on, Shepard. Zoom out a little. So does this mouse and this board look like more or less the same color to you? Just out of curiosity. Finished building a new Magic the Gathering deck. Nice. You were expecting shrinkflation. This is just a pizza box full of kebab meat and chips. I mean, sounds pretty good to me. But yeah, yesterday I drove to see my grandmother. Um, we had Old Spaghetti Factory for lunch. Mouse is orange, board is yellow. Mouse is red, board is green. So I'm gonna say yes on the colorblind thing. Um, yeah, we had Old Spaghetti Factory delivered for lunch, which is why when I went on DoorDash earlier to get the adapter delivered, um, just in case the internet continued to be a problem, uh, it defaulted to my grandmother's address because that was the last address used. Adding in the solder. It might be a little small, I think, but it's good enough. Okay. Also, I like how just doing this little board is taking me like an hour. Like, I feel like just this Christmas tree might be the whole stream. Um, which, that's fine. It just means we'll have to do another soldering stream to do the actual buck converter. I'm sure you guys would absolutely hate that, right? Like, that's definitely something I shouldn't do. Yeah, let's do something like this. Let it heat up. Nah, totally fine. Yeah, totally fine if I don't, right? Bridged. Did I bridge anything? I don't think I bridged anything. Oh, not yet. Oh no, more Thai streams. Whatever shall you do? Those are alright, I guess. Okay, last one for the capacitors. You got green color blindness, which means every now and then you get shocked by a character being green. So you really underestimate how often green is used. Solder was flowing from the one pad to the other. Really? Where? Was it? I don't see anywhere where that is happening. That I can tell. Oh, that was probably just solder that was built up on the tip. That wasn't cleaned off. Because there was a little bit left. Just tin that real quick. Yeah, Perry's more of like a cyan color. Okay. The nail clippers as PCB holders as peak. I'm too lazy to get my third hand. Well, here's the funny thing, Tolarian. Give me a sec while I solder that on. I have the helping hands. Helping hands are right here. Pretty close to the color that platypus goes on ultraviolet light. Yeah. Like, I have them. They're just kind of annoying. I don't want to deal with them. So I'm like, just using the nail clippers as a rest is working perfectly fine. Honestly, is decently convenient. So it's like, why not? Okay. We have taken off, not just peak. We are literally flying with lasers. Yep, that's right. Okay. Also, instead of whatchamacallit, instead of going to my car and just getting the flush cuts, I'm just using nail clippers. I think some of those cheaply side butters from AliExpress that have a 10% chance of break whenever you use them. I do, but like I said, I think they're in my car. Because the quick look I took at the shelves, I didn't see them. I didn't see them on top of my printer, which is where they'd usually be if they weren't there. So I'm pretty sure they're I'm pretty sure they're on in my car. Used your Leatherman's advice more often in Helping Hands. You always have your Leatherman. You rarely have Helping Hands with you. Okay, let's do this. So while it is now, you now have something called the Shrek incident connected to your name. What color is Shrek? He looks Caucasian, but no, he's green. How do you think you feel? Yeah. Yeah. I can see that being embarrassing. So like when he did his whole transformation thing, like I think it was like Shrek 2 or something like that, when he got transformed as like a normal person. Like, was it just like a shape appearance for you? Okay, up. Praying for Caucasian Shrek. Oh, that one went flying. Okay. So that's step 2 done out of 8. It's only taken us an hour and 15 minutes. That's fine. Okay, transistors. T1 through T4 are BC547. Okay. I think this should be fairly straightforward. I think I just take the middle prong, middle leg, bend it forwards a little. T, where are the T's? There's a T. And then flat edge goes to flat edge, I think. So something. Come on. You guys can't see what I'm doing. We'll bend these out sideways. Okay. So I believe the transistor should line up something like that, where you have the flat edge of the symbol line up with the flat edge of the transistor. You should sleep? Yeah, probably, considering it's what, like midnight for you. It's a little late. A little late. I just looked more normal and grew hair. Yeah, but sleep's not fun. On the other hand, you can continue reading about the history of capacitors. I mean, that does sound fun. Okay, take off the paper because I don't want paper in there. Left pin, looking at the flat, should be pin 1, collector, if you remember correctly. That is not information I have on here. Actually, wait, hang on. It shows. Yes, flat to flat. So we're good. So we need to get up in 8 hours or so. That's fine. We still gotta do things. It's like that one gif. Sleep is for the weak. Who needs sleep when you have caffeine and other energy supplements? Come on. Yep, there we go. Stick it in the hole. Yep, just like that. Just how I want it. Awesome. I think that's lined up all right. Spin it around the inside. Okay. I think we're stable. Hopefully. Maybe. Potentially. Maybe... Joke's on you, caffeine keeps you going for 3 hours and then you have to take something else or just fall headfirst on your desk. That's fine. Okay. This may end up with a bit of... This one's going to be interesting. Because this one is a little close. I actually want to do that. I'm going to start that now. Before putting on the other transistors, because I want to make sure I be careful with it. Turn the iron real quick. Okay. Okay, heat this up. Just try and very carefully avoid to touch that solder pad. It's already there and really close to this one. Okay, I think. That is close. We're gonna zoom all the way in on that one. Those two pads, I think, are just barely not touching. Like, it's in multimeter that, but it looks like it's good to you. Yeah. Like, just looking at that looks like there might be resin between the two, but no actual direct metal to metal contact. Which I'm actually using the camera as like a digital microscope right now, which I think is kind of funny. Because like, I'm just looking at like the blown up player from Twitch. Are you feeling brave? Go with the iron, melt the solder, then use the iron tip to bend the leg up. No. That will go poorly, I just know it. UWPP, thanks for the follow. Okay, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Slide that bad boy over. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I am not feeling brave. That feels like that will 100% lead to me bridging that contact instead of making it look better. And then last lead for this transistor. Try not to cook the transistor for too long. Oh, come on. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I am sure the transistor is A-okay. I'm sure of it. We'll ignore the fact that it's kind of toasty. Is it too hot to touch? I mean, like, I'm holding it. Like, it's definitely warm. Definitely toasty, but I don't think too hot to touch. Okay. Moving on to this one, which is a little... Shift that over. Heat it up a little. Add in some solder. Breakdown temperature is something like 100 to 150 C, so you're probably fine. Should be fine. You know you've cooked a few components from soldering. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I say be careful. Also, I think I might need to tighten one of these screws. I don't know. Okay. Heat you up. Let's get the preheat. That's why I start with this port instead of the power supply. Yep. Precisely because if I toast something or bridge a contact, I want it to be on the cheap decorative board that uses a 9-volt to power some LEDs, not the probably more expensive buck converter that deals with different voltages. Hydrating real quick. So that's that one soldered. And now we zoom out. Zoom out a little more. Okay. This one we want. Again, move the leg out in the middle. T4. Get all the leads in. There we go. And just smash it down. Automatically bend the leads the correct way. Yep, bend you. Just repeatedly stab my fingers with the leads. That's fine. And I think, yep, that's the other one right there. There you go, and there we go. Get that extra lead out of the way, because it's annoying. Okay. Okay. Oh, dang it, that's annoying. Scrape. That's fine. I'm sure of it. Do I have a first burn? No. So I have this 3D printed holder for my soldering iron, and it has little nubs on here that can um, kind of rest the soldering iron on. But I think I had like rested it more like this, and it had shifted so that this little nub right here was resting against. You should be able to see it maybe if I zoom in. Was resting against this part of the soldering iron, so you can see some of the plastic got stuck to it. So it's nothing serious, but it's just like, oh hey, would you look at that? That's annoying. Oh, that's wobbly. There we go, it's more steady. That'll smell nice for about 10 to 15 minutes, then it will be gone. I don't even smell it. Like, I literally only noticed it because I picked up the soldering iron and the print was stuck to it. You should have printed out that PPS. I mean, keep in mind, Boulder, that the PPS is what knocked my printer out of commission in the first place. So I would love to, but I have not gotten a chance to print with that yet. But who knows? Maybe a soldering iron holder will be the first thing. Wait, did I not get... No, I have an H2D. So I tried printing PPS on H2D, and it like... I think I messed it up by not like clearing out the remnants of the PLA that was in the nozzle. How's it holding up? Seems that it's not the usual Bamboo reliability based on some community feedback. Time to switch to printing Ultimate Peak, yeah. So first off, to learn, my understanding is that it is the usual Bamboo reliability. The first units, from what I'm aware of, all of the printers have had issues of some description. So there's a lot that needed to be figured out. Aside from this issue where like it doesn't want to insert filament into this nozzle anymore, I haven't gotten a chance to properly troubleshoot it yet, but I am willing to accept user error as an issue with that. Because I went from printing PLA in a nozzle that I think usually has a temperature of like, what, 210 Celsius, to immediately trying to load in PPS without clearing out the remnant PLA. And PPS has a print temperature of, I think it's like 315 or something like that. So a good 100 C higher than PLA. So I think it may have like just burned some of the PLA. And so gotten things stuck. So it didn't, so it basically jammed the PPS and trying to push it, but didn't work. And like I still need to get it figured out because it's being weird. So I just need to do some troubleshooting. I haven't taken the time yet to go through and do that troubleshooting and try and figure out what the problem is and fix it. My guess is that there may be an issue with the like the piece that guides the filament into the nozzle. My guess is that's where the problem lies, but I need to look into it and take the time to look into it. You know exactly what I need for that. While you're not ready yet, it's in the plans for 1 or 2 years. The budget has space for it, and you can make your own from pellets. swear at some point you'll have a weird box that's start glowing piping red hot while it manifests objects in minutes. It's what 3D printers truly should have been. Okay, solder that and take it off. Okay, I think generally these solder joints seem to be doing all right. I mean, it might be a little iffy, but by and large, I think it's okay. Might be a little round, but like Spark says, that's because it looks like they're not really doing a great job of just stab my finger with the PCB, and maybe break PCB off in my finger. That's fun. Just don't question whatever metaphysical device Alex uses as a 3D printer anymore. Yeah, it's probably a safe bet. Yeah, okay. Okay, chat, do you go for cognitive systems and media production, yuck, but easy credits, or do you go for data and AI with current developments in applied computer science? Any input, easy but boring, or difficult but actually challenging? What would be more fun? I think that's the real question. Okay. Make sure you set the soldering iron on the rest properly this time. Then we can snip off the ends and then go... Ooh, we get to pick out our LEDs next. Okay, chat. So I think the bog standard approach for this is all red LEDs, but they also include a few extras that can be used to spice things up instead. What is that? Fun? What is that? Gets hit by shoe? Data and AI sounds so fun. I mean, it kind of does. Typically when people solder ball components, it's not for through-hole soldering. What are you trying to say, Sparks? What are you trying to say there, huh? Okay. Or how much are you willing to feature you over? Probably challenging stuff, but you are so lazy now. Your thesis took you out. Understandable. I mean, I am definitely not a lazy person. That would never be me. So you should definitely go with the harder thing. This might be irrelevant if you find a job. If not, it'll probably switch masters to something more technical. I mean, technical is fun. Just from my personal experience. Technical, especially if there's like a physical component to it, fun. Theoretical, boo. I don't like. I was not a fan of all of the theoretical classes for my major. I like being able to actually do stuff. Although controls was fun, I just wish I was better at it. And that is largely theoretical, even if you are interacting with stuff in physical space usually. This is where you get to choose what you like most. Actually, that's right. The way universities work in schools in general in the EU are different from how they are in the US, right? Because here in the US, at most schools I have attended, you have like your required courses that are needed for general education. Then, if you're in university or college, you have major required courses. That doesn't look great. And then you have, like, both in uni, high school, and middle school, I had elective courses that I could take kind of whatever I wanted. I think I remember someone saying that didn't really have that in Europe. Not the same here with the masters like that from the get-go. Okay. All right, guys. Now we pick our LEDs. We have a lot of red LEDs, but we also have four green LEDs. Just clear out all the leads. Stick from the adhesive. We have 4 green LEDs, and then 4 yellow LEDs. And we have, what is this, a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A total of 16 LEDs to use. UK, nothing was elective until a couple of classes in high school, then A levels were all elective. Okay. We have 16 LEDs, and then I think we have 16 red LEDs. Yeah, we have 16 red LEDs. So we can do all red, or we can spice them up with these extra LEDs. So does anyone have any preferences for adding a little extra color? A little extra color to our tree. We could maybe do something like alternate red, green, and then actually we could shrug red, green on the bottom, yellow as a star. I could do that. That's an option. I'm not opposed to that. Okay. We can do like red, green, and then yellow up here. Okay. Allocate all a number and roll dice for each slot. That sounds like way too much work. You kidding? Okay. Does this specify orientation? What does this have to say? Short end goes flat shaded end. Okay. So short end is here. Flat shaded, so something like this. Bring you in. And we want a little bit of space. Oh, come on. And then bend it over. Okay. Okay. And spread them legs. Okay. What we got? And for news, you just had the classes that were on your course, no elective anything. Interesting. Weird. If you're the dummy, I tried maths and physics A levels because apparently you hate yourself. The further maths, physics, chemistry. Okay, is that? Inspired me to do maths, physics, and electronics. You didn't say you were good at it. You got an unconditional offer from your university and stopped trying. Interesting. You will not bend over and spread my legs? Well, how dare. You didn't even bother applying to uni with your grades. You were leaving with 1 A level. So uncooperative, how unusual of you. You over again. It might be a little. Unbend, please. Slide in a little deeper if you don't mind. And then like here-ish, bend over. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I got you bent over just right. Now we spread the legs. I'm surprised Ty hasn't stabbed herself with any of the snip legs. No, I just stabbed myself with the unsnipped legs. Okay. And then we take the red LEDs. Go down to like there-ish. Oh no, it's a little short. Surprised no one clipped that. There we go, that's better. That's the way I like it. Now spread them. And no, I'm definitely not clip farming here. Don't worry about it. Like this. I think we need a spray ball for cogs. Bend. There we go, properly aligns. You're a good boy. So are you guys saying that I need to get a water gun emote now for spraying people? Over. That's all right. Okay. What else we got? Just going through and just bending all of these LEDs. Oh, dang it. So many LEDs. So many legs to spread. Let's be honest, mostly going to be for spraying cogs. Okay. So I think once I finish putting the LEDs on here, I'm going to solder these LEDs, and then after I solder all of these and snip off the legs, we will move to the next board. Also, I'm curious how these boards are going to connect electrically. Since the power connector is only on one of them. Oh, it looks like there's a wire. Wait, there's a wire jumper? What? What? Huh? Where is that? Did I like just completely miss that? What? I don't... Huh? Does that need to be provided? Am I blind? Is she, got a water gun just for cogs. Return badge, yay. Yeah, it's not an issue, it's just, so looking ahead to step 7, it said we should have a wire jumper that is used to connect the two halves, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. Which, I mean, it's fine. I can just snip a wire, because I have a box of wires right here. Like, I have wires. I'm just... The phrasing of it makes... kind of implies that there is... like a specific thing that was included for it that I'm not seeing. Oh well. Cold joint the solder wire to each leg. What do you mean? Oh, like you mean like just cut some of the solder wire and then like stick it through and then just melt some at the end so it sticks? I would have liked it if that was a little longer. Actually, no, I do want it a little longer. I don't. There we go. Okay. So very quick, you can actually solder wire to a pad. Yep, I've done that. I didn't want to do red there. I am an absolute genius. Whose genius knows no bounds. Yeah, now do it intentionally. That's fine. Okay, hang on. Shoot. Shoot. Okay. This goes back here. We are adjusting our coloring strategy. You need to come out. So very quick. Yep. Okay. This middle red needs to come out. And then this green also needs to come out. Come on, there we go. And switch spots. Okay, so he's going here. Before PCB, tech got as good as it was now. There used to be a way of straddling components across two parallel PCBs called cord wood construction, and it was hell to work on. Sliding these two together reminds me of that fun little fact. Okay. SATA time. I will move these out of the way. Oh, it turned off. Good to know. Let it heat up. Okay. If you don't mind, I would appreciate it if you could be a little... There we go. Kind of. No, we will do this. Haha. Ha-ha-dee-ha. Okay, heat it up. No, dang it, come on. Okay, I think that will have to do. Not quite what I wanted, but good enough. I've actually been debating on making a cordwood project. It just seems neat. Yeah? Sounds pretty neat to me. Okay, heat you up. Add in solder. Maybe. Hello. Solder, please. If you don't mind. Okay. Solder flows towards heat so you can drag the solder to the rest of the pad. Yeah, I could do that. Also, I just love all of these wonderful solder fumes coming in my face every time I'm doing this. I'm sure it's perfectly healthy to breathe in. I see no problems whatsoever. And yeah, I also want to do one, but the actual PCB design is a head scratcher. Not what I wanted, but good enough. Pro tip, learn to gently blow just above the joint to keep them out of your face. Or just, you know, breathe in the wonderful fumes. That's fine, right? The joints exist. Huh. I want to... I'm not a fan of that joint. Also think it needs a little more solder. That looks better to me. Step 1, insert component. Step 2, spread legs. Step 3, gently blow. Yes. That is indeed how it goes. There's so many legs, but all getting in the way. I think we need to cut some of them off. Okay, you can still see, right? You can shift it. There we go. Okay. Not a fan of that joint is something Snoop Dogg has never said. You forgot to make them all hot. Well, me and Ori have one thing in common. Too much solder. That could be the name of your cover band. You know, I feel like a better name for the cover band would be Covered in Solder. because apparently we use too much. But you know, we just want to all the fumes, yes, all the fumes, and you can't see what I'm doing because I am a professional hand cam streamer. But yeah, we just want to make sure that everything is, you know, properly soldered together. I mean, the bigger the weld, the stronger the weld, right? Part of me kind of feels like I maybe should have put carcinogen maxing in the tags for the stream. Because I am sure it's perfectly fine to be breathing all of this in. No, actually, it's the exact opposite. Don't worry about it. This guy here, were you using the nail clippers as wire clips? Yes. Yes, I was. I am also using the nail clippers as a rest to hold the board while I am soldering. Because I am an absolutely wonderful solderer. Okay. But I mean, more material means more stuff to hold together, Sparks. Come on. What do you mean that more solder doesn't make it more better? I like how I just briefly looked over at the stream I have open on the monitor. And I just see a little bit of smoke in like the corner of it. This is like 60% good iron, 30% skill, 10% not cute. What you're hearing is we can always distract cogs if we need to by throwing a picture of the Admiral at him. You really should be asleep for a while now. Then go to sleep. There will always be the VOD to watch. Unless, of course, some copyrighted music ended up in my copyright royalty-free playlists and the VOD gets muted. Because wouldn't that be fun? Sleep, what's that? Sleep is for the week. Okay, this one is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. It's a girthy blob, don't worry about it. We like a little extra girth here. How's this look? I like I have a girthy blob right next to kind of an anemic blob. Dang, I solder like this? I sure do. And we are the absolute best when it comes to soldering. Ain't no equals. Okay, I think that's not too bad. It's a perfect joint. Now it's a perfect joint. Hard to see. Come on. Focus. There. No, honestly, I think it's a better joint now. Okay. Time to heat you up. Nope, come on. After you float the solder, it's a nice concave slope. Yep. Nope. Oh, shoot. Yeah, was it you were saying about you can stick the solder wire to the... that kind of mats you like it's a cold joint? I don't know. Okay, come... Continue. Okay, back to heating up this pad. Like right over here, maybe. Okay, Sparks is saying we need less solder. So probably more than that though. That looks kind of light on the solder. Yeah, it needs more solder. Not a lot, but just a little. Also, apologies if you guys can hear some of the beeping that was going on outside. I have the window open and something was going on. I don't know what it was. It sounded like someone was just honking or something. And I have no idea what the background suppression is like. That was abrupt. Where are we at? Come on. I want... Let's do... Bend this part of the way. There we go. So it's out of the way. Then we heat this up. You didn't hear anything? Yeah, there was music that just kind of abruptly ended. Also, the oldie phone is getting a little low on power. So... may have to wrap up stream soon-ish, but I think we're close anyway. Pad should be fully wet with a gradual concave slope up the component leg, about twice the width of the leg. That's just pedantic jargon. Yeah, we don't care about podiatry here. You'll see you'll definitely have fun in your room with a bunch of projects you hopefully can finally work on. That'll be fun. Smartest thing. Otherwise, the last 3 days you've been here were great. Cool. Shocking news. Ground pad on board after soldering is hot. I'm sure that will come at... remember starting with this Christmas tree? Yeah, I wasn't going to start with this, but I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she's like, oh, I have this Christmas tree that we just had laying around that haven't done. I was like, I'll take it. Yeah, podiatry. That's what it is, right? That's a great start. But yeah, welcome in, Adam Fighter. Hope your day is going well. Let's get the pad. What else we got going on? Can you be honest with us? It was your ex wanting you back, wasn't it? Okay, how's that look? That looks alright to me. The other like a 555 timer chip and like a tiny speaker and 2 LED. It was a police siren. Interesting. Yeah, the other project that I have that I was hoping I would get to work on today, but apparently this is taking longer than I expected. Was this butt converter kit. We zoom out just a touch. Yeah, so you put in 12 to 20 volts and spits out 1.5 volts, 3.3 volts, 5 volt, 12 volt, and then an adjustable voltage between 2.2 to whatever your input voltage is. Minus, I think it was like 1 volt, I think. There was a little bit of a difference in there. Can't want one of these little trees? Then get one, Sparks. They're probably not that expensive. Spent the past 4 hours trying to beat that boss. I calling it there. We'll try again next weekend. I'm sure you'll get it next time, Cogs. Okay. Solder here, soldering iron. Oh, come on. Heat this up. There's a nice digital clock when you have seen in Amazon. Cool. I would like to do more soldering, so maybe I will check it out at some point. Just as an extra soldering project we can work on. Tree is only like $15 on Amazon. How is the tree the same price as the buck converter? Like, that sounds like a scam. Okay, come on, just get the whole pad. There you go. Because I think the buck converter was something like, I don't know, $16, $17 maybe? Got your eyes on a radio soldering kit you saw on Amazon? I remember when I was a kid, I got like a, I think it was like a crystal radio kit. I remember that being pretty neat. I forget the exact details of how it worked, but it's definitely interesting. PCB squares are cheap. Ah, yeah, that'll do it. You can get all kinds of... squares are infinitely tileable. Christmas trees... Actually... Yeah, it's not quite infinitely tileable, but you can get pretty dang close. It's like, yeah, there's some space, dead space here, but you can get pretty close to tiling this. You had one of those built at scout camp one night. Yeah, I don't think I ever did soldering or anything like that for scouts. But my dad was really into ham radio, so it just kind of made sense for me to do a crystal radio. I also had snap circuits as a kid. That was a lot of fun. The stars look great. Thanks, Adam Fighter. According to Sparks, our resident solder expert, they're passable. There we go. It's better. Snap circuits are a great gateway drug. Yeah. The one you had didn't need soldering. Yeah, I don't think mine needed soldering either. Let's do this. Come on. Okay. Jeez, it's embarrassing when someone says that. Sparks must want NASA quality solders. I mean, he did have a stream where he was doing just that, where he was following all of the NASA guidelines. Yeah, NASA level soldering is a thing and worth the read. Yeah, oh, did he actually post a NASA soldering education video? I know he streamed where he was practicing following those guidelines. But I don't remember if he actually posted a video on it. Aside from the video he posted of just soldering tips. Oh, shoot. That was less than ideal. How... You guys can't see what I'm doing. Perfect. You've held certs? Just gotta try and clean these up a little bit. Can't do a perfect job, but I can at least try. Okay. Works for me. Yeah, I posted like a 1960s video about in Discord, not sure which one. Yeah, just one of them. Yeah, I just remember you posting the video of like the guy who was experienced with soldering teaching someone who very much wasn't. There was actually a lot of useful information in that from what I remember. Is it Hersey Stream Solder? It's just synthesizer kits that he solders. Snip all of these off, all the leads. This is a lead-free zone. Extra, can I snip that little bit extra off? Come on. You can do it there. That looks less than ideal, but that's fine. Just don't look at the mat. I keep forgetting you're in the Discord. Is Ty clipping those? Yes, I am. You got a problem with that, Talarian? What's wrong? You saying you don't like my method of cutting off the leads? Anything else makes you want to solder? I mean, you should. It's fun. That's basically why I'm soldering now, because I was like, you know what? I want to solder. That. Also, if we were properly following the NASA spec, we would already cut these leads off before we even soldered the joint, right? We want to be real officious about it. It's painful to watch a nail clipper being destroyed. Don't worry about it. It's fine. This is what I had on hand because I was an idiot who did not grab their flush cuts from the car. Because I am a dummy. But necessity is the mother of invention, yep. Group soldering VC for 100 followers? I mean, we could. Sad, can't send that Christmas tree to the ISS now. Look, I don't think this was going to end up there anyway. I don't think that was ever in the cards. Think about there must exist some nails in this world that are solid as weak metal. Yeah. Just gonna clean up, or try and clean up some of these solder joints a little bit. As long as I don't suck, that is. Yeah, just try and wet the whole pad. Fine. Come on, you can do it, I believe. I think I may have made that worse. That's fine. We won't worry about that. You know what? That's done. Yeah, the leg should be fully encapsulated in solder to prevent corrosion to the leg. Don't worry about it. In making the solder, all I have is 10 tons of code with various weird issues. That's fine, don't worry about it. You can get Neuro into space, we can get your tree up there. Nickels aren't that bad when you consider I have used your teeth before. You know, for some reason, Shepard, I don't think using my teeth to cut the leads that were just soldered using leaded solder would be a great idea. Don't know why, but something tells me that might not be the best idea. Neuro's a weather balloon, right? Yeah, okay. Look at that tip, still nice and shiny. Yeah, it's because I'm just a master of soldering. As too far. You go back. Come on, get in here. There you go. Spread the legs. Would you like a nice clean tip? Yep. If it's not clean, lick it, right? Okay, put this in here. Maybe like there-ish? Yeah, there-ish. There we go. Molten lead. It's the best. Don't forget, Sparks, it's not just lead. It's tin, too. Okay, and then we're doing right on the outside, green in the middle. There. Next time, clip after you test. It's like cereal and dog food, it's just filler. The lead is the real meat of the meal. I mean, is it? It's only 40% of the wire. Okay. That should be fine. Bend. Yep, perfect. Was it Thai Master of Soldering? Yep. Doesn't lead have a sweet taste? So would molten lead be like molten sugar? I mean, I could test it. Some lead compounds taste sweet, but elemental lead, yeah, elemental lead I assume just tastes like metal. these need to be a little longer. So like there. No, dang it. We're gonna do. No, come on. Last try. There we go. Okay. Lead was used to sweeten wine. You want to try it, but your common sense tells you not to. That's just a... What's a little lead? You're already retired anyway. It doesn't matter. What's a little lead in retirement? Yay. There we go. Good spacing on that. You like taste of metal. Very useful for when you are blunting your teeth. Fears about dementia? That's fine. Green. Where is green? Green. Hello, green. Where for art thou? There you are. Okay. A little bit of lead as a treat. So did I... I'm just going to go ahead and assume that I did, in fact, put that in the correct way. I would never do something stupid. There we go. And then you also use copper wire to reduce sulfur smell, taste, and wine. That's fine. It's just a little copper. You'll never catch me alive, copper. Okay. Looks a little high. So let's do like... There-ish. There we go. Okay. So after we solder these LEDs on, we just have the terminals. And the jumpers. And then we are done. Just in time, because my phone battery is at 35%, and that is the camera. Okay. Let's just tint this real quick. It looks a little dirty. If the camera dies, you'll have an ASMR stream. Look at the LED bulb itself, the bottom ring will have flat spots that annotate the positive side, but it's super subtle and hard to see. I feel like I looked, but I didn't see on this. Yeah, these are fully round. So if I just hold this up, where are we at? There we are. Focus, come on. So if I rotate this, it's just all round. No idea how well you can see this, but just around the whole way. There is no flat spot. But yes, one lead is longer than the other. And that is how I am... there we go. And that is how I'm determining which way to put it. But once it's already in, it's kind of hard to tell which one is longer than the other. one that goes above the other. You can tell which is positive on one you don't have installed yet. Interesting. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to have faith in myself that the concern was just the ADHD brain going, but what if? What if? Maybe a little more solder. No. Spark's saying that I'm putting too much solder in already. You guys can't see what I'm doing. Come on. Sparks is right, that's the other method. Cool. Okay, keep you up. Wait, to use a button battery if the legs were the same length. That sounds fun. Okay. I think it's alright. Not great, but it'll do. Depends on how expensive the LEDs are, since once you cut the wire, you lose info on who is cathode. However, with an LED casing, you always know. Yeah. But I expect these to be some dirt cheap LEDs. Like, they are tiny and they came in a kit. I don't expect them to be using the fanciest of LEDs to have ever existed. Cost more to alter the casing? Yeah. And of course, an argument can be made that the casing just could have been made like that in the first place instead of needing to be altered, but just check your 3mm LEDs. Some of them don't have flats, but the negative leg is the top. Why are you checking your LED's preferences, Sparks? Seems a little weird to me. Okay. Also, the positioning for what is in frame is kind of weird relative to my mat, because it's not centered. Ow. So like the tree is centered in the frame, but it's in like the top left section of my mat here. Interesting. You're both inclusive and a gentle, I mean, the host of evening events. Probably alright. Also, Boulder, isn't it like midnight for you? Shouldn't you be asleep? Okay. Hate it when you place an LED the wrong way because you spend 2 hours testing every other component strip, then you get to an LED and lo and behold, it's a 2-second fix. Yep. should probably. However, you're currently drinking a monster, so you're probably not going to be going to sleep for a minute. I mean, never know. Plenty of people, caffeine makes drowsy. Which, funny enough, I am actually kind of in that crowd. In that I'd say there's probably a 50-50 chance when I drink caffeine that it either makes me tired or it wakes me up. Oh, thanks for the hydrate and posture check, Cogs. Not true facts can be sign of ADHD. Yep. If I'm being honest, even when it wakes me up, it's not really waking me up. It's just giving me more mental energy that lets me force myself awake and be more of a productive human being. Might be the sugar crash after the sugar high. Could be. But like, last weekend, when I was driving up to Disneyland with my sister, we left early so that we could get there early. So we just stopped at a Wendy's to get breakfast, and next door there was a shop that might be a local brand, so I'm not going to say it, but basically they sell like coffees and other drinks for energy. And like one of the drinks is basically like a Red Bull shake. That is not what I got, but it was very close to it, where basically it was an energy drink cocktail, I'd say. Like, obviously non-alcoholic energy drink cocktail. And like, as soon as I started drinking it, I started getting drowsy, which is exactly what you want when you're driving. You drink sugar-free, so it shouldn't be that. If it's going to put you to sleep, you'll be gone in half an hour of drinking it. Sorry, that looks wetted. Cool, and those are not in contact. Awesome. This one, though, this one's gonna be interesting. I need to be careful. Epic music for soldering. Yeah, I know, right? Add a little bit of solder on. More. Tiny bit more. Okay, looks good. It was just a question. Uh-huh. Honestly, Cogs, I feel like my sister would probably bite your head off. Adam Fighter. Boulder, thanks for the gifted sub to Adam Fighter. Okay. Last LED. And thanks for the follow, Adam Fighter. Oh. Come on. Heat you up. Add a little extra solder on. And then be a little shifty. Heat the solder while shifting the LED's position. Okay. Should be good. And then last little bit. little more. And just spread out the solder a little. Cool. That is all of the components soldered. Except for the terminals. Cable's not picking up. Pretty fire. Yep. Link. Thanks, Link for Hunter. Okay. Just real quick check to make sure we're not bridging anything. Some of the solder joints are definitely better than others. I think generally they're okay. I do agree with Sparks that I am using a little too much solder on a lot of these. But snip off all the leads. Are you taking bets on a tie? Remember, so what's left? Bridges and battery wires? Yeah, pretty much. Taking bets on a tie. Remember to pick up a 9-volt for this project. Who needs a 9-volt when you have a benchtop power supply? And I thought about yoinking a 9-volt from my parents when I was there yesterday, but I decided against it. And while I might have 9-volt somewhere, 9-volt battery somewhere, it really is a piece of cake to just turn on the benchtop power supply and just alligator clip them. You can't pop capacitors with a 9-volt. Is it benchtop power supply you have to build? Nope. It is. Oh, it's the thing you can't see because it's being hidden by chat. I have like an actual proper. I hide this. Yeah, so it's the benchtop power supply right here. So like it's an actual like adjustable 0 to 30 volts. So we're fine. Should have yoinked from a smoke detector, then you couldn't set it off. I have kind of high ceilings, so it's kind of a pain in the butt to reach. Like, I think it was, I don't know, sometime earlier this year, I forget when. But they had someone come around, test the smoke detectors just to make sure that they were, you know, still working. Dude had to take a pull to reach up to the test button and press it. Oh, fancy, but I'm tall as heck. Doesn't mean that just because I am tall does not mean that is automatically within reach. Come on, leads. You're expecting me to not have anything of power or pull out a Keysight SMU she had nicked from Warts. Here's the problem, Boulder. I don't really work with electronics too much at work. So it'd be kind of hard to justify that. Also, I don't go into work very often. I was there Thursday, but details. Okay, I think these boards are more or less complete. Cool. So it's LED soldered, which means next step is putting on these terminals. No matter which way, doesn't look like it. Okay. I'm sure they wouldn't notice a $200,000 fancy power supply going missing. I'm sure they wouldn't. Okay, this is gonna be the interesting part. that may need to happen off camera. Just for ease of me actually seeing what's going on and actually getting the thing in the hole. Cool, so that's one. And then... Come on. And... Come on. Into the hole. You can do it. You can do it. It's so difficult. It's so hard. Why can't you just get in the hole? Come on. Get in. Get in the stupid hole. They expect you to thread the spring? Yes. Can you dox your address real quick so that someone can knock you out and you need to sleep? Should we just hop on the Eurostar? And yes, that's what she said. So the funny part, Alex, that technically I might actually have a friend who could theoretically do that. She won't, but... Come on. This is such a... Future me will hate past me so much. I'm trying to get it in cogs, but it just doesn't want to go in. It's not long enough. Come on. It's like just ever so slightly too far away. Have I tried coconut oil? Okay, do I have anything I can want to try and help assist? That's some tweezers. Okay, good night, Alex. And I know this is the most riveting content, just hearing me make noises of consternation to try to get this thing in the hole. Then it doesn't want to go in the hole. Just get in the dang hole. You jerk. Whoever designed this kind of suck. You're just starting the ASMR section early. You know, we're gonna do this. We're gonna maybe. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Okay. You go in here first. Come on. This is the worst part. Part of the problem is that I feel like they didn't use the right size spring. So I like have to stretch it out. Come on. Come on. Get in the hole. You can do it. Okay, I think we got in the hole. We got in the hole. As a chat casts her eyes across the field of torn, lifeless legs. Don't worry about it. Fine. Okay, now... Oh, come on. Come on. You can do it, I believe. I am a believer. Do the thing. I got it! Yay! About freaking time. Yeah. Remember, until it's really deep in there, you should be a little gentle so it doesn't slip out. Yep, that's right. Now we get to do it again. Come on. Now we gotta get in the other hole, okay? You can do it, I believe. Hopefully now we have a little more experience. It should go more smoothly this time. There we go. Hole 1. Now for the other side. Oh, much easier. There we go. All it took was a little more experience. Perfect. See, it helps on some space. Yeah. I wonder if there's something you could shove into the spring to stretch it out a bit. Okay, and now we solder. Remember Toad's, yeah, this is all fine. Everything was fine, don't worry about it. The best part of this is that, this is all just metal, so there's not really anything to cook. Aside from the resin in the PCB. Come on. Get a little... You can do it. That was a... kind of a big blob. Wow, okay. I wasn't expecting so much. Heat you up. Now this part is gonna suck as it's a giant heatsink. That's not too bad. What is... Oh, you can't see it. Yeah, it's not too bad. You know what we're gonna do this. We're gonna... Smika's definitely a choice for soldering a Christmas tree. What are you trying to say? You, oh. And then... Solder you. Okay, I think... Joints could be better, but I think all in all, it don't look too bad. Okay. So that... Got that done. Just gonna clean this up a little. And now we the mount. And now for the moment of truth. Actually, hang on. J2. Yeah, we'll do it here. Come on. Whoa, we have our tree. our wonderful magical Christmas tree. Okay. And now I need... this is gonna be interesting. Okay. Huh. That is a choice. Okay. Let's do... Let's just cut some green wire. Because, you know, it's a Christmas tree. Okay, so J2. Two of those are dry in that it didn't wet the spring, but as the board traces saw, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's fine. Let's do, like... much-ish? Zoom out a little more. I just found $200 digging through your drawers. Nice. Okay, and then J2, so we're gonna do this. So this one's gonna be a little annoying. You can buy food this week. If that's a concern, you probably shouldn't be gifting subs, just saying. Wait, you found $200 in my drawer type? My money? Nice. Okay. So the problem here is that if you look... So this is J2, right here, and it has a solder pad on the back. That's convenient. Just stick it through, and oh, come on, if I don't suck, stick it through, solder, good to go. Nice and easy. This is also J2, right here. I see a bit of an issue. Says I'm gonna be a good boy. The star pal's on the side that has the insulation. So see longer isn't always better. The problem is the length. The problem is the fact that, I mean, it is a little long. So I'm actually going to trim it down a little more. The problem is that the spot where the solder is supposed to go is covered by insulation, which means it's kind of annoying. You just gotta circumcise the wire a bit, yeah. Or, you know, it would just be absolute heathen barbarians. Just kind of do something like this. Yeah, we just bend that a little in the middle. We do something like this. Come on. Tweezers. Tweezers. Absolute barbarians. Oh, and do you think it's just like an hour ago? Yeah. Absolute heathens. But this is what we have to do, because 'tis stupid. Anyway, time for some fun vertical soldering. Wire strippers go away. Apparently we're not doing stripping right now. You're playing D&D. Okay, twist this a little. This feels absolutely disgusting. Come on. Touch stripping. No touch stripping. Barbarians can do that, wouldn't take long. Okay. Well, now we have that sword. We can be at more of a normal-ish angle on this one. So is this straight? It's fine. That's touching the bare PCB. Keep you up. We got right angles, let's go. Okay. Hey, we got Christmas music. It sounds kind of Christmas music-y to me. Yeah, no, this is fitting. Okay, so that's J2. Where's J1? There's J1 up at the top. Cool. Now I just need to get this finished by the time, or before the song ends. Thank you for the follow. Was it Andrea's or Fame? It's just sleigh bells. Yeah, that's the most Christmas thing out there. You can't get more Christmassy than that. Stick you in there and then lift you up. And then gotta get you in there. Nope, go back in. Okay, I think. Cogs, thanks for the gift sub to Andrea's a fan. Of course, well pronounced, by the way. Thank you. Glad to hear I got it right. I do try. Dang, come on. This one is being problematic. Ah, stuck. We were too slow. Okay, time to be a heathen. This is horrible and I hate it. It's absolutely heinous. Cool. Absolutely heinous, but I'll take it. I don't even know if you guys were able to see what I did. Hey Darm, how's it going? We could learn some Christmas hardstyle music started playing. I could, she who shall not be named appeared. Wait, what? I actually have an entire heavy metal Christmas playlist that you use at the company party every year. Implies you're not normally a heathen. Yeah, this is true. But what I did, since I don't think you guys were able to see, was so I had my finger on the back over here, with the leg kind of pushing into it. And so I had it like this. So I laid like the solder wire on here next to the lead and held the soldering iron to the solder wire and the lead to melt the little bit of solder to hold it in place. So it would stay properly aligned and properly positioned so I could actually solder everything properly. Do I dare show the joints? Good old three-handed soldering job, yep. But the little bit of solder that was on the end kind of got flung at here, so we're gonna heat this up and just clean up the solder joint a little. It's got a little extra added on. That wasn't planned. There we go. And then I wish to clean up this and add a little extra solder on there since it had an absolutely minuscule amount. Actually, is that enough? Might actually be enough. What the heck? Fun. Okay. That was enough. Looks good to you. Okay, well, I do believe that is everything soldered. So, let's clean up the tip. This is also going to be just in time for the battery to die. This is only at 16% battery left. Almost done. F it, you know what I meant? Yeah. Okay, how do I... A little bit volcano-ish, but it looks good. You know what? I'll just leave... You know what? I can unplug the soldering iron because I am done. It can cool itself off. Cool. Well, now that we have our tree all nice and soldered together, we can zoom out some more. this is the finished product. And then if we come over to this, go to 9 volts. Turn down the amperage on this because it doesn't need to be that high. I'm gonna grab this. Leads are a little short, but that's fine. So this is positive. And then this is negative. Looks pretty complete. It is pretty complete. Okay. Hopefully, for lucky. No explosions. Hopefully everything just lights up and we're good. I unplugged it in, it just goes pop. Yeah, I know. Okay. I am especially worried because I haven't actually messed around with the power supply before. But I'm sure it's fine. We're just gonna hit output. Hey, we got flashing lights. Can I see if I can close the blinds even more? Nope, that opened them. Let's try. Yep, we had success. We have the blinking LEDs. I can actually also turn off the light to make it darker, maybe? I don't know if that's better or not. It looks better to me. But we have our blinking LEDs. Actually, what I can do, I can make it darker. So yeah, there we go. We have successfully soldered our Christmas tree. Ty's setting the mood for us by dimming the room. Actually, what I'm doing is I'm lowering the exposure. Is there a reason there are so many left? Yeah, so, I don't know, I guess, original plan, like the official colors, flickering lights, dimly lit rooms, smooth music going, voice I think she's trying to seduce us, never. But the original way that tree is supposed to go is that all of these lights are red. But they include 4 green and 4 yellow LEDs. So you can kind of customize it, make it a little more personal. So we use those. And so as a consequence, we have 8 red LEDs left. That I'll probably yoink and use for something else in the future. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. My phone battery, which again is the camera, has 14% left. So it's not really a whole lot. Not too much more that can be done. Don't mind me just turn the light back on. There's not really too much left that can be done. However, no easier Twitch chat. Just fine, enjoy push. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The catch stream, yeah, it's nice. I do have one thing that I can share with you guys though. Given that we are doing hand cam stream, have a nice camera, you can see physical things. Given that, to my knowledge, I don't think anyone currently in chat went to OpenSauce. So for those of you who follow LE Minibot and know what a code bug is, behold the giant code bug. The giant 3D printed code bug. Yes, that was mine. And you can see what an absolute unit this thing is. Yep, big in all his glory. Yeah, this thing is an absolute unit. So if I move the lead solder, if I set this guy down, and I don't really have a proper ruler right next to me, this has units on it. So this is like 6.5 inches for the blue triangle. So yeah, it's a little large. So it's a bit of a large bug. Don't know about OpenSauce, but you're planning on going to TwitchCon EU next year? Well, I am not currently planning on going to TwitchCon EU, sorry. Unless things happen. Did you spray to preserve the writing? No, I didn't do anything. Speed Square, I see you've been studying for Silksong. Yeah, this is just a straight print. Like, if I can zoom in, you can see some weirdo signature. Turn that off. Move out of the way. Some weirdo signature on top. But yeah, this is just the straight print. Like no coding or anything like that. It's just the raw 3D print, like as it came off the printer. And there are some bits where you can kind of tell that stuff bled a little, like especially like over here where stuff is written like kind of on the layer lines, it bled through. So some definitely are better than others. But generally, I don't think they were too bad. There we go. I thought, what if you print it butt down? And I realized how big the printer would have to be. I mean, I think this was actually almost like... I think this was even close to max size-ish vertically. At the very least when it lowered down when it was done. Also, it had... decently large support for the base, plus like some extra bits for the mandibles or whatever they're called. Come on. But yeah, like the whole bottom had to be supported for it. But yeah, that's fun. I just thought I would share that because I figure a lot of people here would be interested in it. I have like one or two other things, but it's not really as easy to show. So sorry, but y'all don't get to see it. Good use of my remaining battery in your opinion? Yeah, there's 12% left. My mouse is a cable on the butt? What do you mean? You scare me is wrong. What do you mean? It doesn't have a cable on the butt. What are you talking about? It's so cool. You wrote somewhere semi-hidden because you didn't know if you really wanted random scribbles on it. Oh wait, hang on. Are you on here? Now I'm looking. Oh, yeah. I have found you. You have been found. Oh, it's cordless. Yeah, the red cable, was just out there. Yep, get called out. But yeah, the red cable was what I was using for the soldering iron. Yeah, so this entire code bug took like 4 hours, 8 minutes. No, 4 days, 8 hours. Everything was shifted by a bit. 4 days, 8 hours to print. I had started it midnight Sunday night, the weekend before open source. And it wasn't quite print finished, and I took it off and left. But it was within a couple hours where print finished, I took it off the build plate, and I said, like, within a few hours, I left to go drive up to open source. But yeah, and I don't even remember why. I think I was talking to people, like Reddy, Reptile, Token, like a few other people, I think. And like Saturday night, because I had left the code bug on the Narazarati booth. Left it there like on Saturday so people could just kind of see it. It was just basically another one of the set, like another part of the set, like with the other plushes. But I was talking to people on Saturday when we got dinner, and I was like, you know what would be fun? If I just had people sign the code bug. And so that's what I did. Like, I went to the booth the next morning, and like I just started having a few people sign it, including Ellie. And I just kind of left it there with a Sharpie, and it's like anyone who wants to sign it. I don't know exactly what the deal, like how exactly it went down, but my assumption is basically it went, people had already started signing it, like their signatures on it, so it's like, oh, I see people are signing code bug, can I sign the code bug? And so yeah, I just got a bunch of signatures. And I know that there were at least a few people where it was like, hey, you want to actually sign it? You know what, I think with my last 10% battery, I can show you a little something I got. Just a little. It's big, so I can't show the whole thing. But I got a little something. Got a little something. If you know what this is, I got a little something. No, so what actually happened was, I was hanging out at the booth, after like Ellie and Bao and the others had already left. Yeah, let me just put this back real quick. Wait. So yeah, I was just hanging out there with a few other people. Honestly, mainly because there was chairs available and it was hot and it was in the shade. But we're just hanging out there, and then Bao comes over and like starts packing stuff up. And she like started taking down the poster, but then she's like, I don't want to deal with this. Do you guys want the poster? At which point we were all like, yes. And so the poster is now mine. Yeah, open source was definitely fun. I had a lot of fun. I definitely loved meeting all of the people I had interacted with on like Ellie's Discord and kind of in stream. Yeah, very much recommend. Had a lot of fun. The more you know from the communities, the more fun it is. Yeah. It's part of expeditions going around the last day and seeing how much you can steal. There was actually I forget what the exact booth was. But they had a bunch of like spare electronics in a box. That at the end of the last day, they basically were just like, anyone who wants anything from here can take it. And so Reptile went over and just started looting the box. Like it was literally just a cardboard box that had a bunch of random electronics components thrown into it. And it's just like, I'm gonna take some of this now. I don't want to deal with this, just these Ty's puppy eyes. You're too scared to write an Ellie. You just found one Shuminian who responded to your chat in general. She vibed very well. Nice. Copper wires, let's go. You want to work out a project you can actually bring? I mean, it's definitely something where I'd want to do it. Hopefully, if I can finish the robot dog by then, I'll probably bring that. But we'll see. I mean, I don't think there was actual cables. I think it was like LEDs, transistors, capacitors, which is like literally just like random components. But anyway, where am I at? Who do we want to raid? Got a water gun just for cogs. Oh no, dang it. The chat was being slow, so I saw old stuff. Did I finish my PCB, by the way? Do you mean the Christmas tree PCB? Because if that's what you're talking about. Yes, that was finished. It was finished and it was blinking. Can turn it back on for the last little bit, maybe. Yep, it's finished, and we blink. Twinkle, twinkle, little Christmas tree. Get your gas mask detail before you go anywhere, though. Like having as little of your face as possible. Yeah, no, so what it was is, I switched back over to Stream Manager. And so the chat apparently stopped. And so yeah, that's just where it was, where it stopped. If you can get into anything in the US right now with the gas mask, it's highly debatable. Yeah. Anyway, who we feeling? I'm kind of feeling churchy. Stopping by and saying hi. I have to make some modifications. Yeah. Or just not wear it when you go in. Yeah, we have Churchy. Oh, apparently Churchy's plushie has also launched. We have Jane, Honey, Yui, who I don't know if any of you guys follow, Minnie. Honey's streaming if I want to type pregnant emote. So what I'm hearing is we're not going to Honey's stream. It's in a pledge drive currently. Okay. I might have to... Don't be a buzzkill. You know what? I think I'm gonna... wait, is she actually doing... What is she doing right now? Like, because I see her doing some kind of art. Um, Honey's plushie got funded yesterday. Nice. You know, I want to raid Churchy because I'm gonna head over there anyway. Um, just to get the plushie link. Because honestly, I'm probably gonna buy it. But yeah, let's go say hi to Churchy. Start raid. Okay then. Well, thanks everyone. You just ended with your entire face covered in bandages, then you slipped the mask on. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I had a great time. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know some of you were saying that was fun. Also got to do a little bit of show and tell. But yeah, definitely do this again some point. It's blinking. Oh, hey, would you look at that? My phone died. Perfect timing. It's blinking is fun. Do we also want to include the fact that I got the poster? Just because I think that might be funny. It's probably fun. I got Halo 2. Well, there's the VODs. You can always watch those. But yes, it is in fact blinking. It's blinking Ty as the poster. Anyway, bye everyone. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you all over in Churchy's chat. Bye everyone.